We all think we know the person sleeping right next to us. We build futures, plan weddings, and trust that the person holding our hand is the one person who would never lie to our face. But for Andrew, that illusion didn't just crack. It shattered in a single Saturday night. This is a story about a hidden dress, a rooftop bar that didn't exist, and the 17 phone calls that came too late. Grab a drink, settle in. This one gets heavy. They say your life can change in an instant, but that's a lie. It doesn't change in an instant. It changes in the seconds after you realize the person sleeping next to you is a stranger. I'm 28 years old. 3 months ago, I was a man with a map. I had the next 40 years sketched out. The wedding in June, the house with the wraparound porch, maybe a dog, definitely kids. I was engaged to Lauren. We'd been together for 4 years. For years of inside jokes, shared bank accounts, and the kind of comfort that makes you stop looking for exits. It was a Saturday, the kind of Saturday that feels mundane until you look back and realize it was the edge of a cliff. Lauren told me she was going to a birthday party for a college friend, some rooftop bar downtown. She'd been talking about it all week, complaining about what to wear, the kind of small talk that builds a bridge of trust you never think to cross-examine. She kissed me goodbye at 7 p.m. She was wearing this black dress, sleek, silk, expensive looking. I hadn't seen it before, but I just thought, asterisk, good for her. She looks incredible. Asterisk, I watched the Uber pull away, ordered some Thai food, and put on a documentary about deep-sea shipwrecks. Ironic looking back, I was watching a ship sink while my own life was taking on water in the dark. 8:30 p.m. My phone lit up. It was Becca, Lauren's best friend since high school. Usually, Becca calls to complain about her dating life or to ask what Lauren and I want for dinner. But this time, her voice wasn't right. It was thin, brittle. "Andrew, where are you?" "Home," I said, my mouth full of pad thai. "Why? What's up?" "You need to come to 1247 Oakwood Terrace. Right now. Don't call Lauren. Just get here." My stomach didn't just drop, it evaporated. Oakwood Terrace wasn't downtown. It wasn't near any rooftop bars. It was a residential pocket on the complete opposite side of the city. "Becca, is she okay? Was there an accident?" "She's fine physically," Becca whispered. The way she said physically felt like a serrated knife. "But you need to see this. I can't tell you over the phone. Just come." The drive across town felt like a fever dream. You know that feeling when you're trying to outrun a thought? I was bargaining with the universe. Asterisk, maybe the party moved. Maybe Becca is drunk and confused. Maybe Lauren left her phone in a car. Asterisk, but the logic didn't fit the tone. Becca sounded like she was grieving. I pulled onto Oakwood Terrace. It was a quiet street, lined with old oaks, but tonight it was jammed with cars. Music was thumping, that low-end bass that vibrates in your teeth. I found the address, a modest 2-story house. This wasn't a rooftop bar. This was a house party. A messy, loud, suburban house party. Becca was waiting on the porch. When she saw my car, she didn't wave. She just stood there, looking miserable. When I got to her, she didn't even say hello. "I'm sorry," she said. "I debated calling you. I really did. But you're my friend too, Andrew. And you deserve to know who you're marrying." "Where is she?" I asked. My voice felt like it belonged to someone else. "The actual birthday party? The one she told you about? It's 3 houses down. That's where I am. But an hour ago, I saw Lauren's car parked here." I texted her, asking where she was. She told me she was at the bar with me. She lied to me, Andrew, to my face through a screen. Becca pointed to the front door of the house where the music was screaming. "She's in there, and I saw who she was with. Go see for yourself. I can't be the one to tell you." I pushed the door open. The smell hit me first, cheap beer, sweat, and too much cologne. I moved through the crowd like a ghost. No one looked at me. No one cared. I scanned the living room. Nothing. The dining room. Nothing. Then I turned toward the kitchen. There she was, Lauren, in that black silk dress I'd never seen before. She was leaning against the granite counter, a red cup in her hand, laughing. It was that laugh she usually reserved for me, the one that makes her eyes crinkle at the corners. But she wasn't looking at me. She was looking at a guy, tall, athletic, wearing a vintage band tee. He had his hand on the small of her back. Not a friend touch, a possessive touch. And she wasn't pulling away. She was leaning into it. I felt the 4 years of our life together start to turn into ash in my mouth. I didn't yell. I didn't cause a scene. I just walked. I stopped 5 feet away from them. The guy was whispering something in her ear. His hand slid from her back to her hip. Lauren tilted her head, exposing her neck, still smiling. And then she saw me. I have never seen the human face lose color that fast. It was like watching a light bulb burn out. "Andrew," she breathed. The guy's hand dropped instantly. He looked at me, then at her, his brow furrowed. "Who's this?" So I said. I was surprised at how steady I sounded. "Is this the rooftop bar? Is this the college friend's birthday?" "Andrew, how did you? Why are you here?" Lauren stumbled off the counter, nearly tripping on her heels. "Becca called me," I said. "She thought I might want to see the new dress in person, since I've never seen it at home." The guy stepped back, holding his hands up like he was being robbed. "Oh, man. Look, I didn't know she had a..." "Get out," I told him. I didn't look at him. I couldn't. I was looking at the woman I was supposed to marry in 90 days. He didn't need a second invitation. He vanished into the crowd. "It's not what it looks like," Lauren started. The classic line, the anthem of the guilty. "This is Kyle's house. He's Jenna's brother. The other party ended early, and I came here." "Stop," I said. "Becca texted you an hour ago. You told her you were still at the bar. You were already here. You lied to her, and you lied to me." "What?" She didn't have an answer. Not a real one. She started to cry, the kind of ugly, panicked sobbing that usually makes me want to protect her. But tonight, it just felt like noise. "Who is he, Lauren?" "Just a guy from college," she whispered. "We reconnected a few months ago. On Instagram. It was just talking, Andrew. Just friendly. A few months." I felt a physical pain in my chest. "You've been talking to this friend for months behind my back? Does just catching up usually involve him gripping your hip while you wear a dress you bought specifically for him?" "I've been confused," she yelled, her voice cracking over the music. "The wedding planning, it's been so much. You've been working late every night." I felt alone. He was just there. He listened. I looked around the room. People were staring now. The music felt like a physical assault. "So this is my fault?" I asked. "You felt lonely, so you started an emotional affair? You met him tonight, knowing exactly what you were doing. How many times, Lauren? How many times have you met him?" Silence. "Lauren, how many times?" "3, she whispered. "Including tonight." "Only 3. 3 times. 3 times she'd looked me in the eye, told me she loved me, and then went to be with him. 3 times she'd build a secret world where I didn't exist. She tried to grab my arm. She begged me to go home so we could talk it out. She said we could fix this, that it was just a mistake. But as I looked at her, something shifted. It's hard to describe. It wasn't anger anymore. It was a cold, clinical clarity. I realized that the woman standing in front of me wasn't the woman I proposed to. That woman didn't exist. She was a character Lauren had played for 4 years, and the mask had finally slipped. "I don't think we can fix this," I said. "Andrew, no. Please. I love you. It was a mistake, I swear. You loved me, and you still did this," I said, pulling her hands off my shirt. "That's the problem, Lauren. Your love includes lying to me. Mine doesn't." I walked out. Becca was still there. She looked at me, and she knew. "I told her 2 weeks ago," Becca said softly. "I told her she had to tell you about Kyle, or stop seeing him. She promised me she would. I'm so sorry." "Don't be," I said. "You saved me from a much bigger mistake." I went to my brother's place. I stayed there for 3 days. My phone was a war zone. 117 missed calls. Hundreds of texts. Apologies. Letters. Screenshots of her blocking Kyle. She told me she was scared of the finality. Scared of getting married and her life being over. She said Kyle made her feel 22 again. On day 4, I met her for coffee. One last time. She looked like a ghost. Eyes sunken, skin sallow. "I'll go to therapy," she pleaded. "Couples counseling. I'll do anything. I'll give you all my passwords. I'll never go out without you again." "Do you hear yourself?" I asked. "You're describing a prison, not a marriage. I don't want to be your jailer, Lauren. I wanted to be your husband. I thought you were the person I already trusted. Finding out you weren't, that's not something a therapist can reset. So that's it. For years gone because of one bad month." "No," I said. 4 years gone because you proved that when things get stressful, your instinct is to betray me. What happens when we have a mortgage? Or a sick kid? Or a real tragedy? Do you find another Kyle then, too? I called off the wedding. The fallout was nuclear. Explaining it to my parents. Explaining it to her parents. Losing the deposits on the venue. The flowers. The DJ. People told me I was being too harsh. Everyone makes mistakes, they said. Don't throw away a life over a few secrets. But those people weren't in that kitchen. They didn't see the way she looked at him. They didn't feel the intentionality of her lies. It's been 3 months now. I live in a studio apartment. It's small, and the radiator clanks at night, but the air in here is honest. I haven't spoken to Lauren since the day I packed my bags. Becca tells me she's in therapy, living with her parents, trying to find herself. I hope she does. I really do, but I don't need to be there to witness it. My mom asked me last week if I miss her. I miss the person I thought she was, I told her. But I have to remind myself that person was a fiction. A very beautiful, very convincing fiction. People ask me if I regret it. If I wonder what if. The answer is no. Every time I feel a pang of loneliness, I think back to that Saturday night. I think about the black dress. I think about the way her face went white when she realized she'd been caught. I didn't lose the love of my life that night. I lost a future that was built on sand. I'm 28 years old. My map is gone. The house with the porch isn't happening yet. The wedding is canceled. But for the first time in a long time, I know exactly who I'm waking up next to. Myself. And that's a start. Andrew is currently sitting in a studio apartment, starting over from scratch at 28. Some of his friends told him he was too cold, that he should have fought for the 4 years they spent together. But others say he didn't lose a fiancée. He dodged a bullet. What do you think? Is an emotional affair and a web of lies something you can ever truly come back from? Or was Andrew right to walk away the moment the trust was gone? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be down there hearting the best insights. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this one. And I'll see you in the next one.